So the Charger Award was something we started in 2017. The idea behind it was to look at the listed companies and how they were performing, and to do an independent analysis of how they functioned and performed for the year based on a few criteria, including the algorithm developed by Spiking. Dr. Clement Chiang, who's seated here from Spiking, was instrumental in that whole process of trying to determine who the winners were. And together with financial PR, Kamal is here as well, we developed the system of identifying who the winners would be in different categories. So we wanted to take the whole year into consideration. So last year's performance was calculated, and now we have the winners in 5 categories here. So we want to emphasize that this is not one of those awards where you buy a table, you get an award. Not at all like that. We will purely determine it based on how the algorithm works with Spiking and how the other factors fall into play.
One of the things that we can monitor or watch is see how our Singapore government articulates its story. So if you look at last year, they employed a V-blogger called Nash, NAS Daily. Basically do 1-minute video. You go to YouTube, look for NAS, and you find him. Oh my God, he did a great storytelling, telling the story of Singapore, the airport, his meeting with the Prime Minister and all that. So somehow the new generation has kind of shifted in the media that they consume. So, you know, on the social media, we have this title called MSM, mainstream media. most of the Gen Y, they don't read mainstream media anymore. The way they consume information is very different. One good example, Robinhood, the first brokerage house in the world that offers 0 commission, right? It took them 5 years to register 3 million brokerage accounts, and it's a very painful process, just like your local DBS bank or Maybank. You go through a form filling, submit the form, they submit to SGX, then the letter came over and they say, okay, your account is officially open. 5 years to register 3 million brokerage account. 2018, they announced that they're going to offer crypto trading on their brokerage platform. Guess what? They registered 1 million account in 4 days.
One of the things that is very uncertain as well is actually Donald Trump, right? As very seldom have we got a single person that embodies so much uncertainty. Usually we have events that are uncertain, but this single body is really quite uncertain because he's not consistent. If Trump is consistently hawkish, yeah, then we know he's a hawkish person. Right? Sometimes you could say something that is, oh, okay, then suddenly, you know, he goes back and, oh, it's not okay. Right? So it's kind of uncertain. We don't really know where things are going with him. So he himself is actually a point of uncertainty.
I think Singapore is a good place to do tech companies because none has been done. But it's a bloody challenging place to do here. And it's not because there are no investors. I think the story from the entrepreneur to the investors is being hijacked or misunderstood by the bankers. And I've said this to the SGX. I say your rate limiting step of putting tech companies down here are your bankers. If the bankers cannot understand your story or they have no guts to take on your story, they are not going to pitch your story to their clients in case they fail and they lose their portfolio of clients. So they are risk averse.
New investors are not enticed to look at companies. Our research, not enough investment is going into our research teams, and there's a lack of content. So, you know, it's just the same few players, you know, looking at equity in Singapore. As opposed to ICOs, for example, where they've done a wonderful job creating content, you know, and it's truly opened out to the retail market, and there's no, oh, I need to protect the retail. It's open market. It's a non-sterile environment, as Dr. Anil put, right? And there's less regulations.
like a lot of Singaporeans, right? We are all so used to making money from assets that you can see, you can feel, you can touch, you can live in, you can rent out. So the question really is for all of us, in the audience today. Even though there are so many of these exciting opportunities, how do you actually participate? I mean, there's no way that we can put money in Grab, right? Because, SoftBank is putting like what, $1 billion? Do they need our $2,000? They don't. And the same with Gojek. I mean, they are raising maybe not 1 billion, they are raising 500 million. Temasek can put in 200. Again, there's no way I can participate, or any of us can participate. Maybe when they go IPO, we have a chance to subscribe. But by then, the valuation would have been pretty high, I suppose. Maybe at the top of the market.
2018 has been a fantastic year for semiconductor. Between 2017 and 2018, semiconductor have grown decently. I believe the 2018 semiconductor have grown a double-digit level, probably mid-teens, and AEM benefited from it. Moving on to 2019, there are a lot of uncertainty. Like what the panelists have said earlier on, the China trade war has caused a lot of issues. And on top of that, with the 2 years of growth in semiconductor, the 2019 would likely be a slower growth or possibly coming to the point of zero growth. So how do we in AEM deal with it? AEM has been quite lucky in the way how we position it. We do have customers, and we are working with key customers who have over years have always been investing during the down cycle. So we'll benefit with these situations. And on top of that, we have been working with key customers for years, and we are in multiple key projects developing for our customers to be rolled up in a year or 2 years to come. So all in all, the 2019 will look quite exciting for us. Besides our key customers, for what we have done in the transformations, we do also have some very good wins in the area of 5G, and that will continue to propel us further in years to come. And finally, AEM in this coming year, we would still take this opportunity to continue to invest in our technology pillar, the pieces to bring us to be more competitive and to grow the company further.
Hi, this is Chung Kong from China Sunsine Chemical. I'm an independent director of a company. Today we are here to receive the Charger Award, and I think we are very honored to receive this award. And we thank the organizers for organizing this award ceremony. Thank you, Storm and Financial PR and everybody else. China Sunsine Chemical is a specialty rubber accelerator producer. It's the largest in the world for rubber accelerators, and it produces the most comprehensive range of rubber chemicals for the tire and rubber industry. And since it's listed in Singapore, SGS has been growing by leaps and bounds. And today, it serves all the top 10 tire makers in the world. And since listing in 2007, the company has been giving dividends every year. And today, looking at the September or 9 months financials, the company has got something like 100 million RMB cash sitting on its balance sheet, and is debt-free. And so it's in a very strong financial position, very good operating cash flow. And the company will be continuing to focus to expand its capacity depending on the market demand. Recently, the company has just announced that its 10,000 ton of insoluble sulfur line has been approved by the government, as well as its 10,000 ton of TBBS production line has also been approved. And the company, I think this will be a growth driver for the company in 2019.
Regarding our company's plans for 2019, there's a few things that we're looking at. So one of them would be growing our financial technology or fintech initiatives. It's something that we've been looking into in the last couple of years, and it's something we'll continue to do for the whole group. So for our business, for iFAST Corp, we're in Singapore, we're also in Hong Kong, Malaysia, and as well as China. We have a presence in 2 cities, Shenzhen and Shanghai. So a lot of the initiatives, a lot of the services that we provide are supported by our fintech development that we create in-house. So we continue to see and expect to see more clients coming to us to create some of these fintech services for them in the various markets that we're in. So it's a growing trend for us. One of the key things for us at our company is to fulfill our mission statement, which is to help investors around the world invest profitably and globally. So, entering 2019, we see a lot of opportunities in the markets. So our research team will be, analyzing the various markets and products as well as asset classes to give more ideas to the investor community this year.